Welcome to the Empty Netters podcast. Can you believe what this has become?
There was a full 48 hours where I felt like I was like literally Superman.
Jumbo loves playing Fortnite, so he gets on the sticks.
Did TR show you the sauna cycle, or was that all?
No, I invented that.
Almost a year now that I haven't taken a body check. That's kind of nice.
Finished tonight with some chicken fingers and a few Guinnesses, ran into you guys, and that's where this pod came to life.
Ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast brought to you by BetMGM. I'm your host, Dan Powers, over here running the show. You know he's Irish because he's like a potato. He's amazing no matter what version of him you get. Sean Buffini.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
It is. They're incredible. And over here to my left, you know he's mental because he thinks his immune system is like a brisket. The longer you cook it, a.k.a. sleep, the better it gets.
As always, that's true.
It's not even that crazy of a take.
It's not at all because, well, what is crazy is I believe passionately that the millisecond we all fall asleep every night, you are the sickest you've ever become. Like literally, if someone woke you right back up, you'd be deathly ill. But then you continue to cook the sickness out of you all night. And then if you get enough sleep, you wake up healthy. Yeah. I passionately believe that.
Yeah.
Sean, what's your favorite kind of potato?
We do like a kind of like a breaded thing called a croquette.
Oh, yeah.
It's like these little cylinders of like bread and potato and goodness.
That's good. That's fancy.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting you to be like boiled.
Oh, no. That's a peasant dish.
Hey, I like boiled potatoes. Boiled potatoes are really good.
Have you seen The Martian?
Yeah.
That's you, dude. I picture that you're grilling potatoes from your own
Microwaves
shit.
them and then dips them in ketchup.
He dips them in ketchup and eats half of one a day.
With Vicodin as well.
I think it would be more fulfilling if you grew potatoes from your own poop, for sure.
I'll tell you what, I saw a post once that was like, you will never see a man more fulfilled than when they eat a tomato that they grew themselves. And as someone who is a big vegetable gardener, it's true.
Dude,
growing your own vegetables and then eating them is a pretty sweet feeling.
Yes, it is. And it's, well, we've made this joke before, but you got to pay attention, but it's not that hard. Like you buy the plant and then you plant it.
Keeping stuff alive is not easy.
Yes. But then B, I love how I'm like, God, I saved 6 cents on this tomato, like compared to buying them in the store.
Okay, that's not true. The longer you go, the way more cost efficient it is.
Yes.
But
I
will say it's funny, like when you first start, if you build a little veggie garden, when you buy all the soil and the requirements and the, tomato cages and all this and all that, you are like, damn, that cost me like $250 for like the whole shebang.
For a potato.
So you gotta harvest a lot to make it worth it. We've got a big, great episode today. Lots of fun topics. The professors are back, and our dear friend Jack Jablonski is coming on to share his unbelievable story. You're going to love that. Let's jump right into hot ice. And there's nothing hotter in the league right now than hat tricks.
It's the coolest thing to do. Pee in your pants is cool.
If pee in your pants is cool, consider me Rasmus Dahlin because I scored a hat trick last night. Rasmus Dahlin became the latest NHL hat trick in the month of January. I think there's now 28 hat tricks in 27 days of January.
I got a couple things to say about this. One,
okay.
And, this isn't even a shameless plug. This is for real.
Okay.
BetMGM runs a hat trick jackpot.
Oh, my God.
Literally receive your share of $10,000 in bonus bets.
Everyone is scoring
using
hat
trick jackpot. Like the hat tricks are pouring in, and our main sponsor offers an incredible pot of money if you activate it and get a hat trick.
Just do it anytime goal scorer.
I'm begging you, do it.
It's unbelievable.
Secondly, D hat tricks.
A lot of D hat tricks. So the Oilers
Dat tricks. I don't know if that's right, but
Dat tricks is cool.
Yeah,
I like
Dat tricks.
The Oilers became the first team in NHL history a couple of nights ago to have defensemen score hat tricks in back-to-back games. Bouchard did it, then Ekholm did it.
Unbelievable snipe, 200-foot snipe from Ekholm.
I know, that was cool.
Because that was like traffic. Sometimes you do.
Oh, yeah,
sometimes you get a full ice, but you're like, I can see it. Dude, honestly, the one. Remember when I took that puck off the hand in beer league the other night?
Yes.
When they had the goalie pulled, I had a clear lane. I needed to ice it because I was like, my hand's broken.
Yeah.
But I had a clear lane at that, and I missed it. And I was like, whatever.
Yeah, you had a broken hand.
But that Ekholm one, there were fucking people everywhere.
Oh, yeah. It was a net-seeking missile.
It
was unbelievable.
Sick. That was so sick.
So I got curious.
Yep.
And I looked up, and please, folks, fact check me here because I did the most research that I was willing to do. But it was a decent amount.
Mm-hmm.
I got curious, so I looked into current NHL players with no career hat tricks and the most amount of games played.
I love that. I love this.
So, did you peek at this?
No.
Okay. There are currently 5 players with over 1,000 games and 0 hat tricks. All 5 of them have Stanley Cups.
Okay.
1 with 1, 3 with 2, and 1 with 3. All 5 of them are defensemen.
I was going to say they have to be D
Makes
guys.
sense.
Yeah.
And in this man's opinion, 4 of them are lock Hall of Famers.
Okay.
So these are great players. Yeah, all of them are great players,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. Stanley Cup winners over 1,000 games. So the 5 guys with over 1,000 games and no hat tricks are Luke Schenn.
Wait, I want to see if I can guess. I actually haven't looked at this.
Oh, wow, okay.
Is it guessable?
Yeah, based on like the cups,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah.
Hedman.
Victor Hedman is one of them.
I wouldn't have gotten Luke Schenn. Ryan McDonough.
No, great guess.
How many games? Or does he have a hat trick?
I think he must have a hat trick.
No way. Long. Oh, they all have cups. Interesting. I was about to say Brent Burns, but he could have a hat trick.
He has 1.
He does have a hat trick.
Yes.
That's sick. Carlson must have a hat trick, eh?
This says, based on NHL statistics, Ryan McDonough has never recorded a hat trick. So maybe this research is terrible by me.
There's 30 people. I like
Because Ryan McDonough has 1,028 games. So let's add Ryan McDonough.
Ryan
to this
McDonough. I
list.
got another one. God, what is a defenseman who's been in the league forever? How about?
Like I said, guys, please help me with the research because
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure this is the best.
I'm obviously forgetting such obvious people. What about Pietrangelo?
He is not on my list, but let me
Let's
do
check,
another search.
Let's check. Because he's got a cup.
This says no. Alex Pietrangelo has never scored a hat trick in his NHL career.
Okay.
This website is trash. StatMuse.
Okay, give me.
I'm sewering StatMuse.
StatMuse sometimes is
garbage.
crazy. No, they're not usually garbage. Sometimes they get crazy shit to say. I guess that implies they're garbage. I don't think they're garbage. Who's on your list?
Alex Pietrangelo or StatMuse on this one, not because Petro 1,087 games.
Maybe it was an old. Before these guys got 1,000.
Might be an old list.
What else they got? Who's on the list?
The other guys are John Carlson, Chris
Wow,
Letang,
no Hattie for either of those guys.
Chris Letang,
That's actually shocking to me.
and Drew Doughty, our boy.
Drew, we got to get Drew a hat trick.
I know.
How did I not say Drew?
So
Christ.
so here's my thing.
It's because I knew he had a Hattie. That's why.
We need.
That's
This is why I
bullshit.
said I need help on the research. But we've added. If I do a quick, Tanger no hat trick. So we've got 7 guys now.
Yeah.
We're adding Petro and we're adding McDonough to
Yep.
this list of over.
Maybe more.
It's probably way more.
Someone find out, please. In the comments,
Guys
I literally want to see this.
with over 1,000 games and no
hat.
hat tricks.
I'm actually shocked it isn't more, to be honest with you.
I'm sure it's. Yeah, it's got to be more. What stat did I even find?
Hattie's hard.
I
dude.
was so excited about this,
Hattie's
but
hard.
it got me so excited because I was like, when Ekholm scored his, I was like,
He surely was on the list. Yeah.
and when all these guys are getting theirs and they're like first career hat trick, I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I mean, your story in an NHL hat trick is insane, and
And it was like 5.
and then but again, it's the 1,000 games. You have
Yeah.
to remember,
Yep.
there's tons of guys in the league who don't have hat tricks, but not all of them have over 1,000 games. So of current active players with over 1,000 games, we've got at least 7 here, and these are all guys with cups.
These are all guys with cups.
So we got to be on Hattie watch, is what I'm saying.
I could not be more down with this.
I need teams to know this. So like the Caps for John Carlson, Penguins for Tanger, Kings for Doughty, Lightning for Hedman, Blues for Schenner. Petro's not playing, but all these teams.
Dude, I'm kind of going through this and I'm thinking, besides those 2 misses, this might have been right.
It might have been right.
Because I'm looking at active guys over 1,000 and everyone, I'm not checking, but everyone I'm seeing, I'm like, they surely have a hat trick.
The Bolts have 2 in McDonough and Hedman. Name the guys. Name some guys that you're thinking.
That are active over
Yeah,
1,000.
yeah.
Jonathan Tays.
I don't even need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
look that
No,
up.
it's no Oliver Ekman Larson. He could.
Let's try.
But like everyone else is a forward that scored a bunch, so I'm sure they have one.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson has not scored a hat trick, according
Okay.
to Gemini.
Okay.
So let's add OEL to that list.
Nick Leddy.
There's no way.
No
No offense,
way.
Nick Leddy, but there's no way. Nope. Nick Leddy, no
Come
hat
on,
trick.
Nick. Come on. Shea Weber, but probably. But could,
I bet
but could.
Shea.
Yeah.
Also, is Shea active? I mean, yeah.
I guess fair.
Yes, Shea Weber
Got
has
one.
one career
Got
hat
one.
trick.
Probably.
Who? Give me one of them.
Ryan McDonough, Brendan Dillon,
There's
Kulikov, Nino Niederreiter.
Brendan Dillon. He does not have one.
Yossi must, right?
Yeah, I feel like. I mean, this is like the funniest real time research of all time on the like
This is
what
how
a
the pod gets made.
what-
Justin Falk. Justin Falk. Hat.
Does Roman Yossi have an NHL hat trick?
Gemini says.
As
Survey says.
of February 2024, Nashville Predators captain Roman Yossi has not recorded a regular season hat trick in his NHL career.
No way. Oh my God.
So
Justin
this
Falk scored a natural hat trick. Gas.
that's gas. So this is some of the worst research I've ever done.
well, it's probably 10.
It might be more.
No, there's not that many. I just looked at every active player with over 1,000 games, and they're all. I guess there's a chance that some forwards that I'm just would be shocked by, but I presume
Give me
that-
one of those. Give me one of those forwards.
Okay. Kadri.
Like, did you say?
Like
did you say
Kadri must-
Nino?
Yeah, Adam Henrique. I guess could maybe.
Does
not have-
Nazem Kadri have an NHL hat trick? Yes, Kadri has one. Now let's do Nino.
Adam Henrique has a hat trick. Like I just assume these. If you're a forward and you've been playing this and you have 1,000
Yes, Nino
games,
has one.
I bet you have a hat trick.
So okay, so we added Ryan McDonough. We
Yep.
added Alex Pietrangelo. We added Brendan Dillon. We added Roman Yossi.
Yossi, crazy.
Was anyone else?
No. Well, actually, maybe, but I can't remember. We'll have to. Someone. Well, actually, no. We just did the work.
So this is a understandably
Nick Leddy.
Nick Leddy.
Yep.
And Nick Leddy. So we're up to 10.
Yeah.
So needed to go deeper research. Thank you for the help there.
Mm-hmm.
This is a defenseman problem, understandably.
Understandably.
But this is what I'm saying. Teams. I'm putting your teams on notice. We got to get these guys hat tricks.
Yep.
Drew Doughty needs a hat trick.
Oh, that would be sick.
I mean, Drew Doughty needs
I'd
an
throw my
NHL
hat.
hat trick.
I'd throw my hat.
So
I'd never do
here's
that.
the deal, Kings fans and Bolts fans,
Yeah.
especially for Hedman and McDonough.
Mm-hmm,
I mean, also Tanger. Like, give me a break, Tanger.
Yeah.
If these guys get 2 goals this season, you better be feeding
Get
them
him
the
the
puck
puck.
with an empty net. And frankly, the other team, I don't care if they're up by 5 goals. Pull the goalie.
Yeah.
We need more hat tricks. That's what I'm saying.
Hat trick jackpot. Pull
Okay.
the goalie. Pull the goalie. Empty netters.
We started talking about this because Rasmus Dahlin got a hat trick last night.
Mhm.
So let's transition this right into some Sabres talk.
Yep.
The Buffalo Sabres are a serious franchise.
The Buffalo Sabres are not a serious franchise.
Chris,
Dan, the Buffalo Sabres are not a
Chris.
serious franchise, but this iteration of the Buffalo Sabres team is a serious team.
they are now a serious franchise.
No, they're not.
And I won't hear anything different.
This franchise is not serious.
This
However,
Yep.
the only way you become a serious franchise is by stacking runs of iterations of serious teams.
Yeah.
This appears to be one. I thought they had one a few years ago, and then they followed that up with very unserious teams. This appears to be a serious team.
This is
And-
absolutely electric. What's
Oh
happening?
my God, dude. It's incredible.
The Buffalo Sabres are the heater that they have been on. It's the likes of which we haven't seen in a long time. And what did they have, that like 9-game or 8-game win streak?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they lost, and people were like, oh no. But then
Oh.
they were like, boom, they rattled
We're
off
back.
a bunch again. They've got 4 in a row right now. They're 16-6-3 at home. They've got a plus 20 goal diff, and they're 3rd in the Atlantic.
Dude, and I said this a while ago. I need people to appreciate how rare it is for a team to turn around mid-season.
Yeah.
Like the Blues did it. When they won the
yeah.
Cup, they were in last place. Usually, like the Islanders, like the Ducks, like the Sharks, and any team that's a surprise in a season where you go, oh, wow, they might make playoffs.
Yeah.
They do it from the very beginning.
Yeah.
You go, oh, whoa, the Ducks are like kind of competitive. And then it just continues. That's how these big surprises happen. It almost never happens where you go, Sabres are in last. Sabres stink.
Yeah,
and then half
true.
of the year they go, bang, we're actually fucking nasty.
It's so true. And I owe Lindy Ruff an apology.
I know.
Because I thought
So
that I was unsure about that hiring, and then they started so poorly, and I was like, dude, I think that you just have to figure out that this is not it. But the return of Lindy has flipped on its head in the best way. Jarmo came in, changed vibes. I just think, listen, the Joe Brady hiring of the Buffalo Bills, I don't think thrilled that many people.
I don't even know they hired Joe Brady.
Offense
Who
to
is
Joe
that?
Brady. I think he's like an LSU guy who was just coaching somewhere.
LSU.
No. He's like, look him up, you fucking lazy shit.
Yay, don't call me lazy. You said 5 dudes.
I just had the worst research of all time. But hey, I got us there. I got us on track. The Bills have lost yet again. We got crying Josh Allen. It's breaking all of our hearts.
That was sad.
And now Joe Brady from... This guy can't keep up.
I have no idea. No idea.
Is his name even Joe Brady?
It is.
Good. Thank God I didn't fuck that up. But my point is, the Sabres have officially become Buffalo's Obi-Wan. They are their only hope.
Yeah.
All of Buffalo needs to be pouring all their energy into this team. And what really makes me happy is I think that the Sabres have an opportunity to go for a fucking whale here at the deadline. Make a trade. How is it possible that it's taking you this long to look up Joe Brady and who he just coached for? Literally.
Because
I can't.
every article... this is why AI will win, because if I just type into ChatGPT, what did Joe Brady do? It's like this. But if you Google, what did Joe Brady do before the Bills?
Yeah.
It's 10 articles about like the Bills have fired Sean McDermott. And then you got to scroll halfway down to even see Joe Brady. And even all those articles you click on, the first thing that comes up is 10 pop-up ads. And I'm like, close. And I'm like, what was his job?
Yeah.
How have you not spit that back at me immediately?
I'm just shocked that you didn't just go to Joe Brady's Wikipedia page.
Yeah. Even that's like halfway down. Early life, college days.
Just fucking tell us where he coached.
He worked for the Bills.
He's just an internal hire.
Internally promoted.
Jesus
But he was the
Christ.
offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers in 2020, 2021.
I want the Sabres to go get a fucking whale. I want that.
Who do you want?
I was looking at their lines. I think I want middle six forward help, like that first line.
That's not a whale, though.
Why not? Give me a second line great player.
Okay, that's a small whale. What's the smallest whale, Sean?
We find out.
Thank you so much, because I know it's
a
the
sperm whale.
No, that's the biggest.
No, it's not.
blue whale.
It's a dwarf sperm whale.
So I was right.
Whoa, that's crazy.
I fucking knew it.
Well, is a dwarf sperm whale and a sperm whale the same thing?
I don't think so.
Like if I gave you a baby potato and told you a potato, you'd be like, "Where's the rest of the potato?"
But it's still a potato.
Yeah, but
Fair point.
No, I think this is more similar to if someone said, what's the smallest potato? And I said a fingerling potato. And Sean went, it's actually a dwarf fingerling potato. I'd be like, well, it's still a fingerling.
yeah.
Like I got sperm.
And
that means something.
that does mean something. I'm actually shocked by that.
So I look, Samuelson, Dahlin, Byram, Power, Kesterling's great. Metza's great. I like their D.
I know.
And I just think that maybe we could get like a big time, like go get fucking Artemi Panarin.
That's what I mean more. Like I think you got to go here. You got to go get something real.
That'd be sick.
And like really do it. And it's actually crazy because still, dude, I look
isn't
at
this
this
exciting?
Team. Oh, it's
just
fucking
every
awesome.
year at the deadline, it feels like Buffalo is going to go like this. We're going to trade someone and they're going to go immediately win a cup.
Can I ask
how
a
about this
question?
time they trade for someone and they immediately win a cup? How about that?
Can I ask a question? How is this happening?
Jarmo.
Yeah.
Culture changer.
Because I remember when we brought this up the first time, you look at their stats, and dude, don't get me wrong, Vegas won the cup with Eichel having 66 points and leading the team, and they are complete. They're rolling lines.
Yeah.
Great goaltending that year. Everything you want. You look at this team, and I know everyone goes, well, they've been even better lately. But I'm like, yeah, but Tage has 55 points in 52 games, leads the team.
55 fries, 55 shakes, 55.
Tucky, 43 points in 51 games. And then Dahlin's having a great year, but after that, it's very not. You don't see the production that you go, oh my god.
Yeah, they're spreading the wealth.
And then I go, oh well, it's the goalie play. And then you look at the goalie play, and I'm like, that's actually not very good from any of them. And then I go, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but they are winning games.
They're winning games,
which is all that matters, literally.
Yeah.
But they are winning games.
Yep, it's true. They're winning games. And they're doing it in a fun way. They're pumping in goals, getting captain hat tricks. And also do want to take a moment to say that story released of Rasmus Dahlin and Carolina and the tragedy they dealt with her heart failure, the unbelievable doctors and paramedics who helped her, and then the tragedy of losing their child. That was just such an emotional story. So all of the love in the world to the Dahlin family. And it just warmed my heart so much to see him get that hat trick and see this team going well with him as the captain. It's fantastic.
Dude, I encourage everyone to go back and find that Players Tribune article that I think Dahlin wrote, right? That was like, we want this so badly for Buffalo. It was such a sick read. And I remember what it felt like. I mean, we interviewed Tage and Tucky right that summer, right after this. And obviously that season ended up sucking, but the buzz with them in that building, they were like, this is our time.
Yeah, it's special.
And it got delayed. We had a speed bump, but I think we're now back. And God, a Sabres run would feel fucking incredible.
Can you imagine? Just playoffs. If they make playoffs, I will be there for game one.
Yeah. Bowl of cereal in hand.
Yeah. It's like
Tim Hortons.
Fucking unbelievable.
What are those things called? The
Timbits.
Yeah, well, those are gas. But the drink that Red.
Oh yeah, Red loves that drink. It's like it's like a
freeze, a creamer,
ice cap.
Ice cap. Tim Horton ice cap and some bits.
Come on,
holy shit, dude! We're talking about going to Utah for playoffs, skiing all day. B-dubs.
Could you imagine a Utah Buffalo Stanley Cup final?
Dude, I'm going B-dub, ski, B-dub playoff game. Then I go Buffalo, cereal, bits. Wings. Oh, more wings. I go Buffalo Wild Wings into Buffalo
So you're talking about wings in Utah and not in Buffalo? The hell's the matter with you?
Two wing capitals of the country.
Everyone knows the two wing capitals in the country. Also, we got flamed, pun intended, by Calgary fans being like this. You guys don't know shit about Calgary when we were talking about like the environment in these places. And to that I say, you are absolutely correct. So thank you for educating us. We're trying to learn here, folks.
What do I not know?
Apparently it's not that cold.
It's not that cold in Calgary.
We Hey, you've never been.
They're fucking crazy.
No, they're great. They're fucking cowboys up there.
What do you think the temperature is in Calgary
right now? In Fahrenheit or Celsius?
I don't know Celsius. I don't know what that means.
I bet right now at this very moment in Calgary, it's 29 degrees. Sean?
I'd say it's 32 degrees.
Like it?
33 degrees. Yeah.
We were both very close.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's not that cold.
That's cold.
Yeah, that is cold.
It's fucking cold in Calgary.
I think
if anyone thinks it's not cold in Calgary, then they need to get a less incredible parka.
Yeah.
Because
that's pretty cold.
Take that off.
Yeah. That's not that cold though. But hey,
I'm sure
we're learning.
it gets cold.
We're learning. Okay. Buffalo, go get a whale. Keep this up. Last bit of news. Let's talk about Stadium Series. We're heading to Tampa.
But tomorrow, when you're listening to this,
yeah.
I'll be flying in the morning when you listen to this.
Are we flying on Tuesday or Thursday or Friday?
No, Friday.
Yeah. Okay. We're heading to Tampa. It's going to be great. We got Boston. We got Tampa. Boston 4-1-0 in outdoor games. Their only loss was 2016 Winter Classic at Gillette against the Habs.
Tough day.
Yeah,
I remember that game.
Tampa is 1-0. They beat the Preds in Nashville in the 2022 Stadium Series. That was a sick game.
Yes.
Preds had a good jersey in that game.
The outdoor environment is unique.
Very cool.
I'm loving that it's at Raymond James.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so interesting that the baseball stadium
Yeah.
looks so incredible
Yeah.
when you are zoomed out.
Yeah.
And I even mean at the place, but like when you're in the concourse, you're just looking at everything. Unbelievable visual. I pick
amazing.
that every time. When you are actually watching the gameplay, the football stadium provides just more logic, if that makes sense. It's literally built to be around everyone staring at this one rectangle in the middle.
Yeah.
So it actually works out really nicely. I've been to Raymond James before. I'm excited to go back. I think that normally I'm always on a home team, but I think the environment.
Can I stop you real quick?
Yeah.
Raymond James is a name. That's not a company. That's a human.
I assumed so, but I don't know. Who is Raymond? What's his name? Raymond. Fight Club. Sean, come on.
Who is Raymond?
Yeah. Tyler Durden takes his wallet, and Raymond's a veterinarian, and he goes, "You're going to go back to your life, and you'll be happy now."
Yeah.
You remembered that character's name?
Yeah.
I never would have remembered.
He's like Raymond.
And he goes, and Raymond.
Fuck. Yeah, we'll get it.
Okay. Who is Raymond James?
I think it's Raymond. He says the middle initial too.
I mean, Raymond.
It's like Raymond K something.
Raymond James most commonly refers to the financial services firm founded by Bob James, which is complete bullshit. But the name itself comes from a partnership with Edward Raymond, who sold his firm to Bob James in 1964, leading to the creation of Raymond James and Associates. So it's not a man,
that cool.
but it is two men. It is the last name of two men.
Yeah. So not that cool.
Edward Raymond. Bob James.
We don't get stadiums much anymore that are, Fenway Park.
A dude.
But even Fenway is like a huge conglomerate now. But hey, that's cool.
That's cool.
Raymond K. Hessel.
Fuck. Raymond K. Hessel. And Raymond.
You got the Raymond, I got the K. Sean, where the fuck were you, pal?
Dude, I was thinking of, was it Robert Paulson?
His name is Robert Paulson. Yeah, that's good too.
Yeah, that's really good.
They're doing a pirate theme.
Yeah, dude, the pirate ship is there.
I love it.
Oh, I thought you were about to be upset about that.
No. But I hope they lean into it. Like, if you get a penalty, I hope you go into the box and then you have to walk the plank.
That would be awesome.
Out the backside of the penalty box, because it's on the field. There's no seats there. There should be a penalty box and a plank.
You have to bounce.
Yeah, you literally have to walk the plank and jump into a foam pit.
Doing.
You have to walk the plank, jump into a foam pit. Then you can come back and get in the box. Wouldn't that be funny if you got a penalty? You kind of be like,
The Bucks play there, so the Tampa Bay Bucks, which is why it's all pirated up. But the USF Bulls, maybe it's the college.
Why did you keep saying baseball field if this is where the Bucks play?
Because I said baseball fields look way cooler.
Oh,
football fields are amazing because they're all aimed at the same thing.
Yeah,
and I'm so excited to be at a football field.
I got hung up.
The Bulls, I think maybe play there all the time, but that's why I was there. I saw a Bulls game.
Yeah.
And there's a fucking massive pirate ship.
What is a bowl? A
Bull. The USF Bulls.
The USF. You're throwing too many teams and sports at me right now.
And yeah, you got to fucking.
I'm sorry.
Attention.
I'm sorry.
And there's a huge pirate ship, and granted they're the Bulls, not the Bucks, but they just didn't use it. And I was like, "There's a huge pirate ship here, dude. You gotta fucking. I don't give a shit.
Did they fire
you're
the
the
cannons?
Irish famine? You got to use the pirate ship.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. I want cannon blast.
Yeah.
I know this is the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh, there's gonna be.
I
cannon
want
blast.
fucking cannon blast. I want the outside to be all pirate.
Would you respect the commitment? You know how oftentimes we see the goaltenders wear toques on top of their helmets?
Yeah.
Would you respect if the goalies wore pirate hats?
Yes.
Would you respect if any of the players wore an eye patch?
Yes.
Threw off their depth perception in a big way.
Can
while
you
they're playing
imagine?
this game?
I bet Cooch could do that.
I bet Cooch could still play with
He
an
played
eye
an
patch
NHL All-Star game cross-eyed, so I'm sure he could.
Would
he
you
could
respect
play.
if we saw any peg legs?
Yes, Ovechkin style. Boom, I have a metal leg.
If one of the coaches, if Marco Sturm or John Cooper doesn't belt strap their leg in an upright position and then have a Halloween costume, movie quality peg leg behind the bench, I'll be upset.
I want him. What if Cooper just has a parrot? A parrot. Right here. Not a real one or a real one. But what if he coaches with a parrot the whole time?
That'd be pretty sick.
I would think that would be one of the coolest things that could ever happen.
Yeah.
I bet who's reffing? Wes? I bet Wes could ref with a parrot, and then the parrot could say the penalties.
Yeah.
We could if we work on this right now. It's Wednesday. If someone gets to work on this, I guarantee you by Sunday, we can have a parrot that can say 2 minutes tripping.
If that's possible,
It is.
someone needs to make that happen tonight.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Which one's the better jersey?
I think I like Boston's a little bit more, but they're both very flashy.
Yeah.
We talked about, the ice blue of Tampa's kind of fun.
I think they're great. I think it's going to look awesome.
I think it's great. I think the NHL always puts on such a
Also-
good show with these games. I'm psyched. I'm psyched to be there.
It's going to be cold. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's the NHL. I don't know who Gary's talking to up in the sky up there, but everybody
He's
goes,
making it
"Gary,
happen."
You can't throw a outdoor game in Florida. And he goes, "What if it's 32 degrees in Tampa on Sunday?"
I'm
February
telling
1st?
you,
And they go,
Gary's-
it couldn't be. It's 67 on Friday.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Watch this, poof,
Boom.
32."
I'm telling you, Gary's batting 1,000. Gary's batting 1,000 lately, and he's been on a heater. And so somehow he's turned off the heater.
He did,
because it was
dude, he
freezing
did it.
in Miami, and it's about to be freezing in fucking Tampa.
Good for him.
Guy's an absolute legend. Let's take a quick ad break, and then we'll jump into our chat with our dear friend Jack Jablonski.
We've been talking about it all episode. Hockey is in full swing, and you are missing out on BetMGM's Hat Trick Jackpot. You have the chance to win your share of 10 Gs in bonus bets. I got hat tricks coming out my ears. Everybody's scoring a hat trick. Every defenseman on earth scoring a hat trick. You are missing out. 10 Gs. Use the Hat Trick Jackpot. All you have to do is log into your BetMGM account and place an anytime goal scorer wager. If that player scores, you cash your bet because they scored. You bet on that. Congratulations. If your player scores a hattie, 3 goals or more during the game, you win your bet. You win the original bet, and you win a share of 10 Gs in bonus bets. That is outrageous. If you haven't joined the BetMGM family yet, now is the time. Use code NETTERS. That's NETTERS when you sign up. Then you can get up to $1,500 in a new player offer on your first wager. So if you do sign up and you use our promo code, you can bet on an anytime goal scorer. You can get $1,500 in a new player offer. You can win your bet if they score, and you can get part of the Hat Trick Jackpot if they get a hattie. Oh, that's outrageous. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
At long last, super, super pumped to welcome to the Empty Netters podcast, unbelievable human being who has shared his story so many times, inspiring millions and millions of people, started the Jack Jablonski Foundation. He is a hockey fanatic, absolute weapon in your time on the ice. Unbelievable. Has worked with the Kings, with the Wild, and just, as I said at the top, one of the better guys around, my good buddy, Jack Jablonski. Welcome to the Empty Netters podcast.
Hey, I appreciate it. It's good to be on.
Dude, we're pumped to have you.
Good to be up in Santa Monica.
Brother
Yes.
of our beer league teammate.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
The OG
Yeah.
Jabs.
Yep.
The
Yes.
OG Jabs. Dude, it's so awesome to finally get you here on the show. Tons to talk about. As we said, worked with a bunch of teams. We want to hear all about that. But because it's so inspiring, because it's so amazing, we wanted to open with the story of your injury and all the things that you've done. So please tell the fans about, growing up, playing in Minnesota, your journey, what happened, how you didn't let it break you down, and how you've been just so inspirational and motivated to just keep going and getting better every single day.
And Jab, start with how a big hockey is in Minnesota, because the
Dude,
people
yes,
listening from there
for
know.
real.
But I think a lot, we have a lot of LA fans and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I want people to know that it is life up there.
It is life. I think it's funny because when you look at anybody, whether it's in America or Canada or wherever, like you dream of like winning the Stanley Cup. Like that's goal number 2 in Minnesota. It's
Yeah.
about winning the state tournament.
Yes, dude.
And
It's so true.
It's so life. Like,
Yeah.
and I think youth sports in America specifically, in the hockey world, like so much of it is, you've got your AAU team or your AAA team and your traveling clubs or whatever. For Minnesota, it's so much about where you grow up and what your identity is and your city organization. Like you play youth hockey there, and then you dream about playing for the high school team, making it as a freshman or a sophomore in some of those bigger clubs at the higher levels. And for Minnesota, like that's what it's about. You play on the ponds, and then you go to practice, and you come back and play on the ponds again.
Yeah.
And it's epic. And so growing up in Minnesota, I was injured as a sophomore in high school when I was 16. I got checked from behind illegally, went head first into the boards and broke my neck in 2 places and severed my spinal cord injury. And it was obviously a tragic event. It changed my life forever in all the worst possible ways. ways. But at the same time, I was so fortunate to have so much support, and specifically coming from the hockey community. It's such a tight-knit community. I think when anybody listens to a hockey player talk, it's always the we before me thing.
Yes, dude.
And we realize how much of a team sport it is. All the sacrifices our parents make, our family makes, just to allow you to be able to play the sport, to afford the sport, so much of that. And when I got injured, I think it's one of those situations where you realize that, it's a contact sport, it's a physical sport, and it can happen to any one of us.
Yeah.
And for me, you play the sport, you never think it's going to be you, and it happened. And I was very fortunate to kind of, I guess, spark that emotional chord with so many people that wanted to help support in so many different ways. Attention, trending on social media, the front page of Yahoo, and obviously people wanted to donate and help with the recovery process. And I think I came from two very strong parents, and obviously a younger brother who was by my side at all times, that always were there for me and sacrificed so much of their lives after my injury to allow me to recover and to heal and try to make the best of obviously a not so great situation. And I never quit. It was just one of those things where, the athlete mindset, the way you goal set, the way you deal with adversity, just kind of put me in the mindset of, this was the next stage. And because of it, just continued to trek on and obviously make the best of a situation. So stayed in the hockey world. I love the sport. Couldn't see myself without it, even after the injury. And, almost 14 and change years later, here we are. So still so stoked to be in the hockey world and to be a part of the game that I love. And it obviously may have had this impact on me, but it's been a hell of a road, and I'm very proud of what we've been able to accomplish, both from a personal standpoint and obviously a career standpoint as well.
Well, I mean, it's a better world having you in it, and I hope you know that. Seriously.
I appreciate it.
And I want to go back to, you've talked so much about how incredibly helpful your family was, and the community, your teammates, all the people in Minnesota.
So much rallying
together.
Yeah.
But I do want to take a bit of time. It's funny that you said the we before me, because you never talk about this part. You always really harp on how great everyone else was. I don't think you ever give yourself enough credit, because I do want to say not a lot of people hear the stories when stuff like this happens, when something happens to you unfairly, when you can't really understand it, how much it weighs on you.
Yeah.
And everything I know about you, from the people who introduced us to our friendship as it's grown, it is remarkable to me how positive you've always been through all this. And if you can just speak on that, because I think it's so valuable to people going through, whether it be an injury, whether it be a trauma, emotional stuff. It is crazy how important the self-care is, and the words of affirmation to yourself. And I just think you've done such an amazing job of that.
I appreciate that. And it means a lot. I think, when you live this injury and you're forced to grow up at the age of 16 into being an adult, or realizing what was in the past, living a dream life, playing a sport that you love, and having a promising future to make it, through college, and who knows where life would have gone post college and whatnot. But the reality of, living in a hospital for 4.5 months at the age of 16, having everything flipped upside down from what was normal and what was a dream life to now what is a new normal, it takes a huge toll on you. And I think I try to just deflect it, to not kind of in many ways bring back so much of what we've had to overcome, both as an individual and as a family. And for me specifically, I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy, right? You can't get in bed on your own. You can't get out of bed on your own. The day-to-day living, I think I'm almost numb to it, because I think if you really break down the lack of independence and what help and care that goes into every single day, and not just every single day, we're talking hour to hour, we're talking assistance, getting from A to B, whether it's getting, having my caregiver / assistant drive me around, to being able to feed myself certain meals to being able to go out and about with friends, but you have to make sure that X, Y, and Z are taken care of if something happens. So there's so much planning that goes around it. There's so many different obstacles that I've obviously had to adjust to, or at least, kind of give into. And at the same time, it's all while still trying to make the best, right? You're still trying to, you can't change the past. And I have a tattoo on my arm. It says, I understand my injury. I don't accept it. Like, I understand the situation. I know what the reality is. I know where science is in terms of recovery and research, but I'm also not just going to accept the reality of what this is. It's just, it's not an area where I'm just going to, sit in my room for the rest of my life, dope on, how shitty things can be or what could be better. You just make the best of what you got.
Dude, I wanted to, and I'm going to want to get into your foundation in a second, but when I think about the tattoo you have and the foundation you end up starting, how, if you're comfortable saying, how did you get there? Like even the mantra that you just said out loud about the tattoo, because I have to believe at the beginning you were like, I also don't accept this and this is unfair. And like, how did you get from fuck this to like, you know what? I understand. I don't accept, so I will make change.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. I think early on in the injury, the days following, like literally the days following, I'm in a halo. I can't move any body parts. Like I'm barely twitching muscles at this point. And we still don't know, the prognosis is you might not move the left side of your body. You'd be lucky to bend your right arm. Yeah. And within a week, I was already like starting to move it. I like brought my brother right next to the bed and like hit him and shit. And he does the whole like, hey, don't do that. Oh wait, fuck, do it again.
Like,
he's like,
wait,
dude,
that was sick.
Like, all right, wait, so I can beat you up more, like with consent. But for me, it was a matter of, it was so overwhelming. But while it was so overwhelming from a internal perspective, while you're sitting in a hospital bed, trying to comprehend, trying to understand how you got here or what led to it. Of course, I think everybody has those what ifs in life. What if I made this decision? And for me, even to this day, you play it back. Like, what if I would have worked out more? What if I would have taken things more seriously? What if I didn't turn left instead of cutting across the ice? That would have led to not putting myself in the position that I did. Of course, it wasn't my fault, but it was a legal hit, and shit happens, right? It's a fast game. Penalties get taken, right? It is what it is. But for me, I think part of it was the fortune of having such an overwhelming support system and public support right away, because it almost put me in a mindset of where I can't let these guys down. Like I have so many people that are rooting for me, and so many people that care about the best for me right now and moving forward. And for me, it was so much of a, well, they're not giving up on me. I can't give up on them.
Yep. Such a fucking hockey guy.
And so it was so much of, they were rallying around me, but I was rallying not for them, but in many ways you felt like it was. Like I had to rally for myself. I still had to get up and go to physical therapy for 5.5 hours a day for a whole year. And I obviously still do it and I'm still extremely active in the physical therapy world, but it was so important because with spinal cord injuries, the first 18 months after your injury is essentially when you're going to get what you get back in terms of activation, terms of taking advantage. Once the 18 months hits, what you physically can do and can't do is a plateau in many ways, but it's taking advantage of those 18 months because you can activate so much more as the spinal cord unswells. And then once you hit that 18 months, whatever muscles you can move around and activate, you can make stronger. It's just those 18 months were so crucial for recovery.
Yeah, definitely.
And for me, it was full go the second, you kind of get out of that first funk of realizing that, this is what's going on. So you might as well fucking do something about it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Okay. And then the foundation, I believe, started a year after.
1 year anniversary. After the injury,
sick. Right. So what went into the planning of that and what does it mean to you and all that?
I mean, first and foremost, had a great support system that helped kind of deal with a lot of the stuff in the background. I was so fortunate to have a ton of support in all different facets in that first year after the injury. And my family and I kind of realized that, we wanted to give back. We realized that I was very lucky in the aspect of having the support that I did, especially in that first year, and of course continued since. But it was time to give back to the community, a community that needed a voice, that needed someone with more positivity to come in and say, this isn't good enough. The research isn't where it needs to be, or we need to make it better so that people like myself, the 1.3 million Americans living with paralysis, can have something to look forward to believe in, to continue working hard for as the research can get better. And that's what we've really focused on. The foundation's focus is to improve the quality of the life of those living with paralysis. And it's through research. It's finding out how we can improve every single day, whether it's a surgical implant, it's stem cells, it's on the skin stimulation, it's different types of stimulation. There's so many different avenues, and it's the tough part about it is it's not like cancer where you have cancer and you do chemotherapy and that likely will kill X, Y, or Z. We don't know exactly what's going to fix things, but we do know that there's a bunch of different things that are improving the quality of lives, and it's probably going to be a combination of a few different things, but ultimately it's getting better because of the research, and a lot of our money in the research has really helped progress that.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing, man. You guys have raised, millions and millions of dollars. It's obviously helping so many people. How great has that been for you to, it makes me so happy that you didn't let hockey leave you, and you still do what you love, and you're in a world that you love. But having this as well, that must be very fulfilling.
It's extremely fulfilling, but it's also so healthy, right?
Yeah.
Like I know that I'm not putting in the work for nothing.
Yeah.
Like I know that A, the work that I do with the foundation is going to a good cause. And then B, I know that the work that I'm putting in on myself, whether it's through therapy or it's through physical therapy, that all of that is going to benefit in both ends, right? Like I know that me staying healthy, me putting in the time in the gym and working on the treadmill and all that stuff, that is going to be beneficial because I'm staying healthy to be able to take advantage of when these medical research trial studies and breakthroughs come to the clinics and are through the FDA and all of that stuff. So no question, it definitely keeps me motivated, but it's kind of a double-edged sword in both the best ways.
Yeah.
Dude,
absolutely.
you know what pissed me off? That you spent 4 fucking months in the hospital and you had a tutor come in so you could keep up with school.
Dude, oh my God.
I was like, are you insane, bro?
I'm trying to get back here. Get out of here
we
with
got
this social
18
studies
months to
bullshit.
fucking get our muscles back, and you're like,
Yeah.
this actually, I will not miss a beat in the classroom.
Yeah.
I was like,
well,
is
I
this
didn't
guy
want
kidding
to.
me?
I had to. The thing was, injured Christmas break sophomore year.
Yeah.
So you missed the whole second semester, and I was at a private Catholic school.
Yeah.
I went there for hockey,
Yeah.
but education too. And it was one of those things where it's like I didn't want to be a grade behind, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to get back day one of junior year with my class. So they're like, well, you gotta do school, and I was like, well, what don't I have to do? And they're like, well, you don't have to do science because you're learning science.
Yeah.
And I was like.
Hell
and then,
yeah.
And then they're like, all right, so you got to do, we'll waive religion. And I was like, great. And then it was like math. It was math and English. So I was reading Macbeth during.
Jesus fucking
And I was like, it was bad. But it was partly because it began while I was in the hospital. Like they had a random tutor.
Yeah.
It did not go well because they're like giving me homework assignments and I'm not doing it. And then I got out of the hospital after 4.5 months, and I'm still doing it. My math teacher was my, his name's Jack Blatherwick. He's like a hockey guru, GOAT in the Minnesota world.
Yeah,
he was
hell yeah.
one of the people that was behind the 1980 Olympic team that convinced Herb how to train. He's like, that's the guy.
Amazing. Yeah.
He opted to
Unreal.
like not be in the movie because he's a guy who hates being in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Just behind the scenes guy.
Sorry, Jack.
Sorry, Jack. It's okay. But he was like Herb Brooks' best friend, and he's a PhD guy, and so he was teaching me geometry. I hated geometry. I'm an algebra guy.
Yeah,
It's kind of
yeah.
one or the other. And so he was doing that, and he was like, it's really simple. It's hockey. And I'm like, this has
No,
nothing
it's
to do
not.
with
Yeah,
hockey.
yeah.
I don't like equations.
Yeah.
So that was that. Eventually, I just got by, and they just gave me that. But then I essentially was like, had a friend's mom was like an English teacher, and she's reading me Macbeth, and I'm just
funny.
like,
Which is like, I love Macbeth, but like dark. It's
Not
just
right.
yeah,
not
it's,
what you
it's
need
dark,
right
and I'm
there,
like,
yeah.
this is, guys,
Yeah.
what are we doing here? And then essentially, like, I got out of the hospital, and I would just be like sleeping in the sun, like acting like I'm listening while she's reading Macbeth.
Yeah.
And that was enough.
Pass.
Yeah, isn't that-
Pass.
That's great.
Check.
Yeah.
Check the box. Junior year, day one,
That is
back
amazing,
at
dude.
it,
That's
back
so,
into school.
so funny. Well, listen, I had said, and I mean it, the hockey world is so much better having you in it for so many reasons. And obviously this foundation is so great, and all the work you do to raise awareness of that. And the other side that I think is just so amazing, obviously Heated Rivalry, massive show that came out.
Yeah.
Doing a great job to, raise awareness, and we're seeing such an uptick in fandom in the NHL. It's amazing, and in hockey in general. And you have been great and so vocal about being an open gay hockey person and a hockey player. And, the show, obviously that's amazing, but you're talking about the game in general. And, there have been setbacks in professional sports, not just hockey, but then ways that we're growing and improving. And I think that we're seeing this really amazing uptick of awareness. And what has that been like for you? And can you speak to players who have reached out to you knowing that you're an open gay hockey person and personality and player of the past, and what it's meant to you to see the improvements in areas where we still need to keep going and growing?
Yeah, absolutely. And, before we get into it, I do want to say, obviously with, some of the news that's happened in the past, like I was extremely disappointed to see some of the stuff that came out. When I did come out a few years back, that source did reach out to me and was supportive. And I was, especially new into the community, was extremely, glad that I had support into it. So I was really disappointed to see some of the reporting that was on it, especially because of, some misleading information and timeline, lack of credibility, so on and so forth. So first and foremost, fully supportive of what you guys have done for both the coverage of the show and the support of those in the community like myself. And on top of that, like you said, I think what the show has done, of course, it's not a, on the ice hockey show. Very much covers the other side of people's sexuality within the game. And for me, seeing what it's done for the sport is extremely promising. It's extremely welcoming. It's amazing to see people latch on. And of course, for different reasons, depending on which side of which way you swing. But for me, it's one of those things where the inclusion is all that anybody wants.
Yeah.
For me, myself, when I came out a few years back, it was so nerve-wracking. Because I'm already working in an organization. I have private access. I'm in the locker room. I'm friends with players. I know a bunch of people across the sport in the NHL, so many different people. And all you want to do is just be yourself and not have anything change. And it was so nerve-wracking to come out to be like, well, am I going to lose my access, or are they going to push me into different corners because, people aren't comfortable with who I am? And it's one thing where when you're in the closet for a decade, you get in your own head. Like,
definitely.
You overthink everything. You think the worst possible scenario. Would my career be over? So on and so forth. So it's really awesome to see so many people embrace what this has done for the sport. Of course, ticket sales are up and so many different directions.
Unreal.
It's amazing what it's done. And, I think once you get past the realization that you're not watching the show to watch quality hockey.
Yep.
It's really amazing. I'm such a fan of what everybody in the show has done, how big they've been able to kind of take this, show and expand and publicly and be, known and be in the talk of the town. It's really awesome. And I'm just extremely stoked that, podcasts like you guys have been able to embrace it, be able to talk about it. And obviously with your guys' film background, it's really neat to kind of get your guys' breakdown from a different perspective.
Had you read the books?
Absolutely not.
No, it's I get it, and it's
it was
cool.
it was fun. It was fun to
Yes,
watch
I
it without
agree. I had way
the
more fun.
surprises were fucking electric, dude.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah, I mean,
shit.
you start it and you're like, oh, this started quick.
Yeah.
Don't we know it?
Yeah.
Like, we keep saying,
Yeah.
like, when we go back and look at our our episode 1 review, we're like, what is going on here? Like, this is like, I'm getting hot under the collar.
Sean
This
didn't
is just
know.
porn.
Sean
yeah.
didn't know.
I didn't know until the shower scene. I was like, I thought it was going to just be like a hockey show. And then all of a sudden they're like cracking stick in the shower.
Yeah. I was
Oh
like,
my
holy
god!
shit.
You're like, guys, do we know what this is about?
I was like, whoa, this is taking an interesting turn. I
Oh
was
my
like, yeah, it
gosh.
was great.
That is unbelievable.
Who
So
are
fun.
you? Are you a Shane and Ilya guy or a Skip guy?
Shane and Ilya.
Okay.
Now, what I will say is, having. I wish I would have lived this life,
Yeah.
but having lived their life through a emotional standpoint,
Yeah.
it's so relatable.
Yeah.
In so many ways, like
Shane specifically, would you
Shane
say?
specifically
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me,
Yeah.
because of I need someone to like pull me out, right?
Right,
Like
yeah.
like for me it was having so many different feelings, feeling like you had to conform towards what everybody else is, and you had to fit in. You're forcing yourself to chase women, even though you're confused, but you're not totally sure. And it's complicated because I was 16 when I got injured.
Yeah.
So it started pre-injury, but then obviously it led in post-injury. But my injury itself made so many things more complicated
for
because
sure.
you're figuring out, what you can and can't do physically from a life standpoint,
Right.
let alone who you are sexually. And so it was very interesting because I felt like so much of what I was watching in Shane was so much of what I went through, the stress of forcing things, but then, trying to keep secrets in your head, but also not knowing how it's going to affect your career. And it was so relatable because if I would have continued playing that was exactly what I was on track for at some point in my life. But at the same time, emotionally and what he's going through on a daily basis, thinking and just so concerned about X, Y, and Z. And the same thing with the parents too. Like that, I had to obviously at some point have a conversation with my parents. I didn't have an Ilya, which would have been great, but
Son of a bitch.
but I know it's like,
Fucking
Like,
Russian
hey, where
man
are you?
rocket
Where
had
are
been
you?
with me, that
Come
would've been
on.
exactly. But it's from a emotional and experiential factor or perspective. They nail it. They really do.
that's good.
And
Yeah,
it's
so
really
good.
cool because I literally just felt like I was watching a documentary
Yeah.
if I didn't get injured. And
Yeah.
so, it's really awesome. I think they nail it. I'm very excited to see what happens in
Hell
season
yeah.
2. And
Hell yeah.
Same. Don't
Yeah.
read. Don't
Yeah,
read.
don't
Say,
read.
Stay
Stay
with
with
us. Stay with
us.
us.
I'm not a reader.
Yeah.
As
if I
we
did
know
have enough
from
Macbeth. Yeah.
Yeah. Take a nap.
Macbeth.
Yeah.
Macbeth was my breaking point.
Dude, no, that's sick. I think it's a cool testament to how much media entertainment matters because
Definitely.
of the
Yeah.
amount of people that have said this show, TV show, book gave them the courage to come out after
Yeah.
seeing it. That's sick. That's why this stuff is important. You
Yeah,
know, I'm like, wow,
and
what a story.
I'm fascinated, and I'm fascinated to see when there comes a day where a hockey player publicly comes out, and I hope that there's support not only from an external media standpoint, because of course there will be so many people who are supportive, but most importantly, the people within the locker room
Yeah.
and the people that are
That's
in
what
the
will matter.
sport. And
Yep.
there's the reality is a lot of hockey people can come from small towns that don't necessarily see life the same way as people like us who
Yeah.
obviously support people who have that lifestyle. And I understand that if it's not the lifestyle that you support or it's not something you believe in, it's also not your life, and you should just be a good friend. And so I'm hopeful that
Yes.
teammates and we all know how important locker room
Everything.
is, right? Like it is everything. Like you can be a team, but are you a family? And if there's beef in the locker room, we've seen different situations and different players be moved around from teams because of things that happen. You just hope that this isn't something that can split a locker room or break something down. And I hope that there comes a day where this happens and it's fully embraced both on the inside and the outside.
Definitely. And just to button that up, I think it's so important for all those things that you said to be able to come true, but part of it is what everyone else does. And I know it's a complicated question, but what are things that you see that you think are important for people like us to do or to keep doing to make this growth get bigger and bigger?
I mean, I think you guys are doing the most important thing, and that's embracing it. I think it's a matter of inclusion.
Yeah.
Like we want to be included, but we also don't want to be treated any different. Like I am who I am.
Yeah.
Just because of what I find attractive and what I don't, or again, I'm not into getting into politics or anything, but the thought process of I'm choosing this lifestyle is beyond ridiculous. Like,
so true.
Why complicate so many more things that I have to, right? Like, so it's one of those things where I just hope that people can continue to freely talk about how, it's people like me exist. It is what it is. They're in every sport, and I understand why someone would want to keep it quiet. I did for as long as I felt I needed to, until I finally got to be comfortable with who I was. And that point in everybody's life, no matter who you are, is different. So whenever someone does, or wherever we cross that bridge, you just hope that it's embraced, you hope that it's supported, and you hope that all we want to do is just be treated for who we are, not because of some random thing that is a little bit different than someone else.
I love what you said about the not being treated differently. Did you ever watch Ted Lasso?
Yeah.
I love so much, because it was actually in the scene when Colin comes out to the boys in the locker room.
Yeah.
As an athlete, like I just loved that scene, because you wonder, and I can't even imagine for you. I can't think of the amount of times you must have played that over in your head if that were to ever have happened. And I loved in that scene, because when I was watching it, I think it's Danny is like, yeah, you're gay, so what? We don't care.
Yeah.
And I loved that sentiment, but because right after that, Ted is like, well, hold on, we do care. But I think that's it, right? It's like, well, I care that this is you and that you feel comfortable to tell us. But I actually do love the sentiment of like what you're talking about, not being treated differently. Like, I don't give a shit. That's you.
All. Yeah.
The only thing I care about, and what we all should care about, is who you are right there.
Exactly.
And like, I love that person. So it's like, I don't, whatever. Like, let's just keep rocking.
It's literally spot on. And the courage and the vulnerability that it takes to be able to tell one person, let alone a fucking team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that it's heartwarming. And it's you hope that we can get to that point and where, whatever. Okay. Yeah. We shower together, whatever. It's not like, there's things that are going on there. It's like, dude, we're just getting clean. Like,
it's orgies, dude.
Yeah.
It's orgies.
Yeah.
Post-game
Like,
orgies.
come on,
We're
man.
literally just
Like,
washing ourselves here, man.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So, it is what it is. But at the same time, it's so much more than what it is, right? Like, it's I don't want you to care, right? But yeah, of course, like you care about your friend being well and having a healthy life or a healthy mindset. You don't want people to be struggling internally because of the fear of someone else judging you for who you are. So it's this, Heated Rivalry has done so much for the sport already. It'll obviously continue to grow as season 2 and so on comes out in the near future. So I'm extremely excited to see where it goes, and hopefully it's continued to be embraced as we move forward.
All right, let's stop being so cute with each other and let's talk about some hockey. Because
Absolutely.
I do need the people to know you are a hockey nut. Dialed. And all your stuff is amazing. And you've been working a lot with the Wild.
Yeah, I've done some stuff with them,
Covering the Wild, and I want to talk about them because I don't think there's been...
The not top 5 powers ranking.
Correct.
Wild right
Yeah.
now.
They did not make it.
Could not
They
quite
did not
crack
make
top
it.
5 teams in the league.
Could not crack hit over the Buffalo Sabres
the
Detroit Red Wings.
I do think the Wild are as exciting as they've been in a long time.
I can correct you. This is the most exciting they've been ever.
Okay. Talk
listen,
to us about the Wild. Like, why should fans be like, okay, this team can do something here?
And I want to say because the Quinn, I want you to get into Quinn, obviously.
Yeah.
But pre-Quinn, there was a shift when they were not good. Like, they
were 3-9 to start the season.
And even after that, there was a stretch of still like, they haven't quite figured this out. When everybody was expecting big things, they gave Vegas a good run last year. It was like they did not. They started like, oh wow, you were going to miss playoffs, and then turned it and Quinn. So go on.
It instantly went in. It was like the Kaprizov situation.
Yep.
Obviously, he signs his extension, but then all of a sudden they get out to a 3-9 start, and you're like, well, do we blow it up?
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah.
Do you blow it up but you just got him? So what do we do? And so they finally they finally got things going. It was a funky beginning to the year, right? Because you start with Zeev Buium, and I still wholeheartedly believe this guy's got a very bright future.
Yeah,
like
me too.
I'm fully on board. It's unfortunate. I think he just broke a bone in his foot or something, and he's out for a little while, which is a real bummer because it's so important at this time for development and so on. But you've got him, and you see these flashes, but then there's inconsistencies on the defense, and so you're trying to push this guy because you feel like he is going to be a Quinn Hughes in the years to come, but it doesn't happen early, so they're trying to juggle that situation, and then you've got a few injuries, and the Wild seemingly are never healthy fully, but that's the NHL, especially in this day and age with how condensed
every
the
night,
schedule is. Yeah,
it is
exactly.
so fucking real though. Like every time I look at the Wild, I pop on a Wild game and I'm like, where's Brodin? Where's so and so? And I'm just like, good God, this team
injured.
Yeah,
Eriksson out half the year.
Yeah.
But for the Wild right now, they're so exciting because you get Quinn Hughes, and like you mentioned, they were all over the map pre Quinn Hughes. Like they had been on an absolute heater, and then they trade for him in the midst of a heater. So you're like, whoa, how did that work out? But you move on from a few pieces. The Rossi situation was very interesting because it just never seemed like both sides were fully satisfied with each other.
Even with the extension, right?
Even with the extension, it was
fitting.
I thought it was, I thought it was actually a really good deal for both
too.
sides.
Agree, yeah.
Both sides kind of came back to each other and were like, all right, let's just get this done with. And that was great. But I, with whether it was, his agent and trying to strong arm, Bill Guerin, who Billy Balls doesn't bow to anybody. So it goes back a little bit, and that can be complicated. And you also have to remember, like with Rossi, he missed a whole year with his heart with his issue after COVID. Right. Like, so then it goes back years, but ultimately they move on from him, and like you said, it just never seemed like it was going to be a long-term, satisfying relationship between the both, and they get Quinn Hughes. And what Quinn Hughes has done, of course, you've second best defenseman in the NHL, right? And his ability to do what he does in the offensive zone and even in the defensive zone, it's like you now have two Kaprizovs because they play such a similar game.
Such a fucking good take. I love that so much.
The ability to be so unpredictable in the offensive zone in directional change and their vision. These guys have the ability to stop and start and move it left, right, back, forward. The way I kind of compare it to is in Willy Wonka when they use the fucking elevator, and all of a sudden they're going in like every direction,
all different directions
out in the middle of the air. Like that's both of them in the offensive zone. And even then that chemistry still hasn't worked itself out yet, but what Quinn Hughes has done, I think he has like 18 assists in the last 13 games. Like he's on pace for just like 100 assists. Yeah. Like it's insane what he does. But for me, it's not fully there yet. But at the same time, they're extremely sound defensively. Gustafsson and Wallstead are probably the best duo, or if not top 5 bare minimum.
Yeah.
And so, of course, at the same time, it's an issue. There's only one net, but you have consistency there to be able to rest Gustafsson up so that he can make the run in the playoffs, assuming he's the guy.
Okay, so that I want that take from you.
Yeah.
Because there have been a couple reports. I think Elliot Friedman was saying recently.
And I'm glad you brought it up.
Elliot Friedman was like, "There's a chance that they use Wallstedt in a trade." That would blow my fucking mind.
To me, it would need to be a guy who, if they made the move to get rid of Wallstedt, it would have to be for somebody who is in the like mid-20s. It's like
under contract
for 3 years. Like, this is not a let's go get Vincent Trocheck who's 30 something years old. I think Vincent Trocheck is going to get whoever he goes to, it's going to be a haul for him.
Yeah.
I think he would make the Wild better. I would not want to see Wallstedt gone for him.
Vincent Trocheck's a great player. That would be a terrible trade.
I agree completely.
Yeah,
I think it would have to be for does Ottawa fall out, and do they try to go after like a Cousins, a Kachuk, or a Stützle? Like
now we're talking. Like I'm
that,
over here being
that
like,
to me is much more up the realm of like, get me someone in that age.
Yes.
But dude, I would do that.
I'm
for
like,
a
go
Wallstedt.
get Mike. Like,
100%,
it's so
hard
100%.
to get a freak stud young goalie.
Exactly.
Oh,
and
but
the
it
other
makes sense for these other teams.
Yeah,
I'm saying it doesn't
yeah.
make sense for Minnesota.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
not unless you're gonna go get me one of the guys
Yep.
that just like
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
Ottawa, if they fall out, like that, they've obviously had a tumultuous year, and hopefully things are on the right track.
Yeah.
With and their goaltending, obviously that's been a crazy journey in the last month. But at the same time, they like Wallstedt. The other thing you have to consider is the Wild just extended Gustafsson to like a 5-year extension at the very beginning of the year.
Trading him looks brutal.
So now you kind of pigeonhole yourself into realizing that you got a guy here in Wallstedt that, again, first-round draft pick, was always a very highly touted player even after the draft. Had some ups and downs with Iowa, but that wasn't his fault. The
no
organization didn't have many bodies in front of him. So the Wild now, after this first trade with Hughes, now they've got less options. You've got Yurov, which you don't want to get rid of.
Yeah.
But you've got Stramel, who's an extremely highly touted prospect at Michigan State right now, who's lighting it up.
Yep.
Then you've got a few different defensemen that you could move that are borderline NHL, AHL right now, but promising futures. So, you're running out of draft picks.
Yep.
You traded last year's first. You traded this year's first. What else do you have? It's going to take a package, but it all depends on what you get back if you're going to move
Who do you
them.
want to be the goalie?
Well, oh yeah, good question.
Yeah, come on, dude.
If you don't have to answer if you don't want to.
No, give me a timeline for the playoffs or what
I guess
do you
kind of
think?
both.
I want both for
yeah.
the playoffs, and if you're a betting man, if you're a Wild fan and
You
you're looking at
can't
the
keep
future.
both.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
could, but I'm saying, like, if you're like, I can't keep both, we might as well get something for one of these guys. There's one net, to your point. Yes.
Yeah, well, if you're going to move one this year, I still think the one to move would be Wallstedt.
Yeah.
Because of what you're going to get back.
Yeah.
Right.
I think Gustafsson could easily get a haul back as well, but I think you've got a bigger package coming your way to go get a true game changer. Of course, the Wild, what they need scoring.
Can I throw a name at you?
Yeah, please.
What do you think about Robert Thomas? I'm not sure St. Louis is willing to get rid of him, but based on everything you just said, it's completely how I feel. That is the type of guy that if I'm Minnesota, I go, I can stomach that.
I can absolutely stomach Robert Thomas. I've watched him ever since he came into the NHL, and he's had a phenomenal career against the Wild, right? If you can't beat him, buy him, right? So yeah, he's 100% a guy that I could see as a game breaker, and let alone what Robert Thomas has done with the Blues. He would be playing between Kirill Kaprizov and Matt Zuccarello or Boldy and Johansson or something like that. They need depth scoring or top end scoring because you look at who's around them. They're going to have to go through Dallas and they're going to have to go through Colorado. So,
For the foreseeable future, too, by the way.
and then Chicago's come in. Like, it's this division's a gauntlet. Utah, obviously, a borderline powers ranking 5,
almost.
like barely missed the cut. So yeah, it's a gauntlet of a division. And the other thing the Wild have to consider is special teams is so crucial. Like, I went back because it's probably a 99.8% chance that you're going to get the Dallas Stars in the first round. They've played, I think they played in 2023 in the playoffs, and since then, the head-to-head matchup between Dallas, special teams wise has been crucial, because I think it was Dallas's a 33% power play clip against the Wild. In that time, the Wild are like 16%.
Yeah.
And the Wild's penalty kill is, I think, 27th or something in the NHL. They need help there. And obviously your goalie has to be your best penalty killer. Yeah. I think both of them are phenomenal goaltenders, to get back to that original question. I think it's Gustafsson's net until Wallstead pulls out another 10-0 run.
Yeah.
And he had a pretty crucial game earlier this week when he played Chicago.
He did.
He gave up 3 goals on the first 15 shots, and that third goal against, it was Mikheyev, not a good goal.
Yeah.
And then he stood on his head the rest of the game, killed off 2 penalties in the third, killed off of a 4-on-3 in overtime. Hopefully that'll get Wallstead going, and obviously the more he's winning, the higher your package can get if you choose to move him. You don't want to, but when it comes to what they have left in the prospect pool, if you're going to get a true first-line center, he's probably going to have to be a part of the package.
Yeah,
That's true. I mean, I love that take, but I'm glad we agree. It's like, I keep seeing hearing names like Nazem Kadri, names like Vincent Trocheck, and I'm just like, absolutely not.
You need a guy that's going to be there for the next 5 years while this core is still intact.
Yeah. I mean, if you went and got Brady Tkachuk, that would be nails. Oh my God. All right, let's shift over to the Kings, because you've worked a ton with the Kings, and they are in one of the most interesting spots that they've been in a long time.
It's interesting spot. I would say interesting predicament.
Yeah. Give us your take on the Kings. Like, what do you think this team is going to do this year, and then whatever it may be? I think we can agree, no spoilers, I don't see the Kings winning the Stanley Cup this year.
No, nor do I, but I still think they're going to be buyers because they have to with Kopitar.
Yep. They simply have to.
Kopitar's announced his retirement. You're not going to just let him finish 24th in the standings.
Yep.
So they're going to go out and buy, and they need goal scoring as well. Could they go big game hunting? Do you go for a Panarin? Do you go for a guy like that who, do they go after... they got rid of Deneau. Obviously, that didn't work this year. He was extremely serviceable while he was with the Kings. But this year, it was a nightmare.
Yep.
It really was. I mean, he had, I think, 1 goal, 0 goals.
0, dude.
I think it was literally 0 goals. Yeah. Like, whatever was working, and it was great for a period. But you're right. Like, it's just that it wasn't nothing was going.
It wasn't going, and then the Byfield emergence, but Byfield also hasn't broken through yet, right? Like we really at this point, I think, thought he would be a point per game guy, and someone that every single shift is asserting himself extremely noticeably, and you see that, but you don't see it every shift or you don't see it every game, and so that has to be a frustration point. But also, I still think this guy is going to be a phenomenal superstar. So does he continue to take that step forward? Obviously, you have to be extremely satisfied with the way that Laferriere is playing. He is taken over as kind of the heartbeat of that offense, or at least that forward group right now.
And he's looking good as a center.
Yeah.
And it's we always talk
which
about
you didn't expect in that
at all.
So does next year? Obviously, they're going to have $7 million off the cap with Kopitar's contract, but you also have to figure out roster construction, right?
Yeah. Like, not to mention Kempe's contract's bumping up next year.
So you lose a few mil there. So that's a good point. Obviously, the bump in the cap is a great help to everybody. But they're going to be buyers. It's just a matter of where do they fit in that offense, because you've got a funky top 9 where Armia has been maybe your best player the whole year.
I'm so glad you said that. I genuinely think there's a case for Armia to be considered the most consistent player on the Kings this year. Maybe Clarkie.
Clarkie and credit to him, man.
Or actually, it's Darcy.
But
when we're talking about skaters,
for skaters for sure. I mean, Darcy's been unbelievable and the backbone, because obviously this is a defense first team. This is a team that relies on having 9-15 save percentage, and if they don't, they're not a team that's made to be able to be comfortable playing from behind, right? You can't play a 6-5 game multiple times in a month for the Kings, right? And so the defense first, they're not going to do anything with the defensive core, because they just recently signed
Cease and Dumo. But what's funny? I'm glad you brought that up. Going into the season, I mean, we even had a chat about this.
Yeah.
I feel like a ton of people were like, "Oh, the Kings D doesn't look that good." Here they are; they're top 5 in the NHL in goals against. It's unbelievable, and a lot of that has to do with Darce. But this, I actually love this D group. Like, they're playing so well every game.
I think this is interesting. What Holland did with the D, because I think Holland built a defensive core that can succeed in the playoffs. And I wholeheartedly agree that this 6 can do that.
Yeah.
The caveat, I don't think this 6 can do that against the Edmonton Oilers.
Fair.
Now, they're not on track to play each other, which is a huge bonus for the city of Los Angeles and their chances of making it to the second round and beyond. But they have to make the playoffs first, and they're not in a playoff position right now.
Yeah.
So I agree in the aspect of, they're top 5 in D, they're top 5 in save percentage when Darcy's on the ice, and they have that, but they also don't have the offense producing. Kopitar has taken a little bit of a step back. Kempe has not had the season I think most people had hoped within the organization. And Byfield hasn't produced offensively consistently enough. So you need more out of what's going on up there. But you also have to find some offense somewhere else.
I know.
To bring in the ability to have different players have off nights and pick up the slack because a different guy shows up. And when some of the superstars haven't shown up, the other guys haven't either.
Yeah. It's such a predicament because, I've said it a number of times whenever it's brought up. I would put this team against any team in the NHL as far as the group. Like they are truly the best collection of guys in the world. They love each other. They play for each other.
They have great leadership.
And when I look at the roster with guys like Kopi and, just talking forwards here, guys like Lath, Juice, Morsey, Fogle, Q, Kuzi, Fiala, like there is so much talent there that I am like, it's a predicament because the D has been playing great. They're, like we said, they're top 5 or so in the league in goals against. They just don't score. And it's like, what is it, whether it be a player, whether it be a system structure change that gets all these guys going? Because, if these guys get going like we know they can,
the issue is
you're like,
fuck. The issue is you can't really change structure too much in the middle of the season.
For sure.
There's no practice schedule because of the game schedule.
Yep.
You've got, great, you've got 2 weeks off, but half the team is overseas. The other half is, in
the
Cabo.
Bahamas.
In Cabo for a week or whatever. So what do you do, right? Like, I think it's a combination of you still need more out of a lot of what you're not getting in certain players.
Yep.
Offensively from the blue line, you love to see the steps that Clark has made this year, but you also still want to see the offense from Drew. Hasn't totally been there. And let's be honest, the rest of that D core is not known for offense, right?
They're defensive guys, for sure.
Exactly. They're not going to lead the NHL on the blue line in scoring, but they also still need to score, and they haven't. So that's an area, but at the same time, when you look at up top, you hope that Kopitar, once he gets back and healthy, can enjoy this little legs up break with a little bit of an injury, and hopefully he can kind of get back to that last push in his career, and hopefully that can spark a little bit. And I think at the same time, knowing that it's Kopitar's last year, I think you're going to get an extra spark from a lot of people.
I agree.
Who are going to realize, like,
We're about to miss playoffs.
We're not going to miss the playoffs with Kopi's last year. And that'll be huge. Holland knows that. The team knows it. So I expect a push. I think it'll be a push both from a transactional standpoint and from an internal locker standpoint, realizing the severity or the magnitude of what this last season means for the greatest king of all time.
They're a bit saved by the Pacific too, right? Like if
Dog
this was
shit,
a central
dude.
team.
By the way, he just slipped in greatest king of all time.
I heard it.
So
I heard it.
Suck on that, pal.
Who did I say?
I think you're a Glazer and you say Wayno.
Yeah. I think in my mind I'm like Wayne was there long enough, but I hear you.
But my caveat is Wayne is the greatest player to ever play for the Kings, but he's not the greatest king of all.
Yeah.
Well, he's certainly
he's substantial in having hockey here and what it's done not only for the Kings in Southern California, but youth hockey, so on and so forth. The game's expanded immensely because of him.
Yeah, we love Wayne.
Most important king, maybe.
Yeah.
Not the greatest.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot.
See,
but
my guy knows what he's talking about.
Pretty much any other division. Maybe the Met, but they'd be in real trouble. Where I'm like, hey, it's too late. But you're saved by the Pacific here, where you can go, hey guys, maybe we go big game hunting. That would be help too. But we've got to come back and elevate internally.
Mm-hmm.
I also think one of the things that on the downside because of that is there's going to be multiple teams that are going big game hunting, being like, dude, this could be our year because no one's taken.
True.
Yeah.
Vegas has been extremely underwhelming.
Yep.
Even, I'm interested to see how Rasmus Andersson fits in, and I assume a contract extension is inevitable, given how that organization works whenever they make a big trade.
Isn't it crazy that that's just going to happen?
Well, I mean, there's different strategies, right?
Yeah.
Like, how many people value the first round draft pick or the second,
it's so
and so
funny,
on.
yeah.
And so, I think in analytical speaking, maybe we value the first round draft pick a little bit too much. And especially when they're drafting 24th to 29th or 30th every year, it's not your 5th overall pick.
Yep.
But, and again, it differs every year in the depth of the draft or how you analyze who's good at that range. But ultimately, you've got Vegas, who is the 1 seed, but isn't dominating.
Right.
Like, they haven't really
At
blown
all,
anybody
man.
away.
At all.
They, like you said earlier, like, they've got less wins than San Jose or something.
Isn't that crazy?
Like San Jose's gonna continue to buy. Like,
Yep.
they're not selling pieces off unless they're gonna get better. And that's extremely promising. And on top of that, Seattle's still in it. What do? Like, there's multiple teams. So Edmonton, of course, they're going to try to add. Who knows with their cap situation, what they can afford at this route. Anaheim, I mean, these teams are all going to be like, we're in this. We can make a run because this division is wide open.
Exactly.
So they're all going to be buying, and who buys the most, who can afford to, ante up whatever is in their prospect pool. And on top of that, if you go back to the Kings, they've got 3 NHL-esque prospect goalies.
Yes.
There's only one net. It's the same issue as Team USA.
Correct.
Not all 3 are going to be playing. Now, you've got time. You've got developmental leagues. They're all on different timelines because of Carter George and the OHL and Hansen Slukinski and the college, and then Petteri Rempinen and in Finland. So they're all on different timelines, but only one's going to be able to play in the net every night.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's true.
And if you're a player, by the way, and you're looking where the Kings are maybe headed as this core kind of ages out, and you're getting calls from the Ducks and from the Sharks and from the Kings, and maybe talking trades and extensions, I'm like, probably rather go to those other 2 California teams. You know what I mean? So that's a factor too when you're trying to bring in people right now.
That is one of the things that I do think the Kings guys need to do a better job of is there are a few better places to play in the NHL than in LA. Like, it's I think it's almost like they protect the bubble that they have. Like, it's the South Bay.
I mean, we all live in
vibes.
the same area. I mean, I live right in the same
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys are right down the road. Like, this is paradise.
It's paradise, Jack. Like,
fucking
like more players need to figure it out because it's like
my
it's been funny. Even Pears, who played for Anaheim forever, like getting here, he was kind of like, damn, this is pretty sick.
Yeah,
it's like
you're living blocks from the beach.
Joke.
You're in a bubble where you're not dealing with Toronto pressure.
Nope.
You wake up and it's sunny out
every day.
You can go to the fucking beach and go surf before practice.
Yeah.
Just ask what Iafallo did, right?
Yeah, so true.
Like
So
it's the perfect life, and I understand that everybody prioritizes what you like in life or what you want in a hockey team or a preference of living. Like, I think you look at Zegras. He was a great example of someone who actually didn't love it here.
Yeah,
like he
seasonal
seasonal depression
on the other side.
On the other side,
like
right?
what a fucking killer.
Yeah.
He's like, give me the snow.
He's like, give me. You know what I want? A Philadelphia winner. Like, what?
You all right, bro?
Yeah,
Oh,
buddy.
such a beauty.
We need to check that.
Yeah.
But some people are like that. The majority of the people, I would say, this is probably a preferred lifestyle.
Yeah.
And coming from Minnesota, my injury complicated things because I lost my ability to control my body temperature, so I'm always cold.
Yeah.
Sunshine and warmth is what I strive for.
Yeah.
And so this is paradise. But I mean, you guys, cold climate, like this is exactly where life. You come here and you go,
Oh,
do they realize this is an option?
Yeah. So true.
So yeah, 100%. I agree in terms of the realization of, oh, you're telling me I can play hockey in this weather?
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree completely. But LA specifically, Orange County's great. San Jose, all these warm climates are great. But I truly don't think there's a better living situation and a better lifestyle to be living than a hockey player in Los Angeles.
It's hard to top. Well, dude, clearly you are a brain and you know this world so incredibly well. So tell us and tell everyone, what you're doing now, what you got going on now, what you're trying to do more of, and where everyone can find you and all that.
Yeah, totally. So, I departed from the Kings in August, and this year, I've been all over this year in terms of figuring out the next steps, other than just knowing that life in hockey media is the direction I am frankly kind of made for, or moving forward with. And for me, obviously social media is the best place to start with Twitter. Obviously that is where a lot of my content is, while I'm in the midst of, figuring out the next step of where home base will be, whether it's sticking just through podcasting, it's through shows or editorial. I'm all over the map right now, but social media is the best place to start, and continuing to push content out through my web show and trading jabs and stuff like that. So I'll obviously have you guys on in the near future. And
and we gotta the door is quite literally always open, so we gotta get you back in here, hopefully. As the Wild make moves and the Kings make moves, we got to get your voice on all that.
We should do deadline stuff.
Absolutely. I'll be here.
Come back.
You're right up the road, dude. Like, get back here.
It's like 20 minutes right down the road.
Yeah.
Just sunshine to sunshine.
It's the beach the whole way, dude.
Beach the whole way. Yeah. I'll just take the Strand, and it might take a few extra minutes with a maximum of 7.5 miles in the chair, but I'll start out early.
Yeah, exactly.
In addition to all the content, can you tell everyone where they can find stuff on the foundation and any donations people can make, how ways we can all continue to support and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. JablonskiFoundation.org is where the Jack Jablonski Foundation information is. We have multiple different events, mainly in Minnesota and here out in LA. We've got a pickleball tournament in Los Angeles. So we'll get you guys out there and involved in, I think it normally is in June. So we'll get that going up again. But ultimately, any donations, it goes to spinal cord injury research. We're on the cusp of some really promising things within spinal cord injury improvements and what we've learned within the research world. So it's, ironically, there's no time better to be in a spinal cord injury, I guess, if that's a positive.
I love that.
You know what? Fuck yeah. That's how we take ownership of it.
It's, very fortunate to have been given the opportunity of life that I have post-injury, and ultimately just making the best of it. And why not talk some hockey while we're doing it?
Exactly, brother. We're just going to keep living. I love it. Well, dude, thank you so much for coming on. Like I said, long overdue. And
glad to be on.
More.
We'll be in touch, and I'll see you guys soon.
Oh, yeah. Massive thanks to Jack. Such a beauty, such an amazing friend, amazing person. So awesome to talk to him and hear that whole story. Hope you all enjoyed it. We are going to take a quick ad break and then jump on back in. When it comes to nicotine, there is no other option than Lucy, because they are giving you the best scientifically crafted nicotine experience, always tobacco-free. And as I keep on harping to you guys, they're delivering the best options in the game. Whether it comes to milligrams, you get 4, 8, or 12, whatever dose you need. And when the flavors get put in front of you, you realize there is nothing better. That wintergreen and that mint, those hit so hard. The mango's incredible. And during the nice cold season, the espresso feels fantastic. They got the best pouches in the game. They got breakers if you want a little bit of extra oomph in that flavor. It's fantastic. And whatever you need it for, if you need to chill out, end of the day, you want to just melt into the couch, watch some movies, things like that, it's perfect for that. You need to dial in, get laser focused like me when I'm golfing, I'm going birdie hunting. I need to just see that hole and start sniping, getting close to the pin. They help you with that. If you need some energy, you don't want a cup of coffee or something like that, boom, pop in one of those Lucy pouches. It is the best. You've got to get on board. When it comes to nicotine, there is nothing better. So here's the thing. You're going to go to lucy.co/stores. And you're going to find whatever store you need that has Lucy nearby, or you can get it shipped with 20% off your first order at lucy.co/netters, NETTERS, using code NETTERS. And you're going to get the pouch that delivers long-lasting, on-demand flavor. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every customer is age verified. This product contains nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Daniel, welcome back, my good friend. Professor Feeney, how are you feeling?
Fantastic.
The Mega Parlay, Live on the Beach, there were only 9 games, gentlemen. Yes. And we thought we could do it.
Well, we were over 500, and frankly, I'll take that as a win because things were not the best the week before, but I think you have some explaining to do, my friend.
Well, perhaps not me. Perhaps someone we will get to. Not you, Phoebe. Not you, sir.
Excuse me.
I thought I did
No,
pretty
no,
well.
it's not you. It's not you. It's not
I-
anyone in this room, to be quite frank.
Fair enough.
Mega Parlay recap. Isles, no. Mammoth, yes. Bruins, yes. Canes, yes. Bolts, no. Wings, yes. Kings, yes. Wild, no. Caps, no. 5 and 4.
Not the best, but again, we can
Daniel,
always,
we could always do worse. We could always do worse. Now the life on the line recap,
Yep.
and we
Yep.
vowed to be better here, and the results have been closer, but not all the way home yet. And this surely should have been the one. Life on the line recap: Canes, yes. Bruins, yes. Mammoth, yes. Bolts, no. 3 and 1. Now. Yes, it was I that picked the Bolts.
For the second week in a row, I might add.
Who the best team in the league. They
It's
lose
correct.
never,
It's
except for when
absolutely terrible luck.
In fact, they only
Terrible
lose
luck.
on Saturdays.
No.
It is a thing of
crazy.
disgrace. The Bolts. Here's the thing, gentlemen. We make these selections on a Wednesday. It is a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I am unaware who is going to play goalie, who's going to play keeper on Saturday. I assume Vasilevsky will play. I did not know Jonas Johansson was going to get 8-ball corner pocketed on Saturday against the fucking Blue Jackets. I did not know that. So I don't place blame on myself.
You were painted into a corner, I'm afraid.
By Sir Jonas.
Now, I will
With
say,
respect.
to switch things to a more positive note, the Friday fade continues to be the most consistent thing on the internet. It's unbelievable.
The Friday fade faced its toughest test, with the Flyers traveling to Colorado against a juggernaut Avalanche team who has lost once at home in regulation all year, and we select the Flyers.
And the Flyers absolutely bamboozled the Avalanche, dummied them 7-3.
Oh, the Flyers.
I am starting to think that the Friday fade has a bit of magic behind it.
The Flyers went up 1-0, and I thought, I should screenshot this because it will not come home. But what a moment this is!
Yes.
The next thing I know, it's 7-3.
Truly remarkable result.
And I suppose I said the toughest test was Flyers at Avs because of the matchup. But gentlemen, to this week could actually be the toughest test because the fade faces one game. There is one Friday game on the slate. Blue Jackets at Hawks, which I wouldn't have called a fade at all in the first place.
There is neither team feels as they are an obvious winner.
And the whole point of the fade is when you know one team will win, the other team wins.
Which
That's
makes
how it
this
works.
an absolute conundrum.
This
for the
is a
professors.
conundrum.
Therefore, do we fade
Both.
the over?
Oh, I don't know if that's allowed, to be honest with you. It could be. It could be.
No,
Smee, no.
You are absolutely correct. We must select someone
hold
to fade.
Hold on. On three, I am going to ask. Oh, I'm going to ask the question right now. Who wins this game, actually? Ignore the fade. Don't answer. On 3, say who wins this game in your mind. And if
Okay.
we all say the same thing, then we take the other team.
Correct.
On 3, gentlemen, who wins this game? Are
Blue
you ready?
Jackets or Black
And we're going to
Hawks?
say 3, 2, 1, and then we will say who wins this game. 3, 2, 1.
Blue
Hawks.
Jackets. Fuck.
What did you say?
Hawks.
Fucking hell.
So we have 2 Hawks. So maybe that means that we take the Jackets as the fade.
I think we should take the Jackets as a fade.
Take the Jackets as the fade. The Hawks are home. So
The
that
Hawks are
makes
home. We take the Jackets.
That is a
Yeah,
factor
I bet
here.
they're favored. Surely they're favored.
They must be.
Surely they're favored.
Oh, there we have it. We will fade the Chicago Blackhawks at home. Therefore, we are taking the
Jackets.
Columbus Blue Jackets money line.
Excellent work. Excellent problem solving.
Well deduced, gentlemen.
That's the guy of this theory. That was geometric proofs. We're solving geometric proofs now.
We
It's
are
incredible.
Indeed. We are indeed. Now take us, Professor, to the Saturday Celly.
Brings us to the Saturday Celly. We had selected David Pasternak to torment the Habitants. The Bruins did win. Pasta did record an assist, and that's it. He did not score.
Fuck.
It's okay. We were on to something. This Saturday, the Celly will come home. Here are some candidates that I have flagged for the team. Matthew Boldy has 9 goals in 12 career games versus the Oilers, but he is on the road.
Yeah.
Incredible track record. Macklin Celebrini, 4 goals in 6 career games against the Flames, also on the road. You know I hate a road, Celly. Sidney Crosby, 40 goals in 90 career games, hosting the Rangers. And Cole Caulfield, 8 goals in 17 career games versus the Sabres.
I would like to go with my blood. We shall take young Macklin Celebrini against the Flames on the road. It does not matter. He will be our anytime goal scorer and Saturday Celly.
He can score anywhere.
Done.
Macklin Celebrini, anytime goal scorer. Which brings us to the Sunday hat-trick parlay. Last week, it was Vegas Golden Knights versus the Ottawa Senators. We had the Vegas money line. We had under 6.5 and an Eichel point. The Senators won 7-1 and Eichel was pointless.
Just shambolic display from the professors this past week. We must get back on track. It's terrible.
Rasmus Anderson with a worthless goal. Fuck yourself.
Congratulations on your first, you twat. Now, our matchups this week are the Kings at Canes, Bruins at Bolts, and Knights at Ducks.
The question, gentlemen, is if this week, the Sunday hat-trick parlay must be Stadium Series. I almost feel like it must to give the viewers something to do. The Stadium Series.
We'll be watching Stadium Series regardless. The outdoor games are too difficult to predict. Let's stick with Kings Canes. I love the under. I love a Jarvis point. You pick the money line.
Canes money line at home. Wow. Canes money line under 6.5. Seth Jarvis point. And if you are interested in participating in a Stadium Series
An
parlay,
extra sprinkle, mate.
a sprinkle of Stadium Series, I think because we always, as a rule, take the home team in an outdoor game. They slept in their beds, their families are here, it's a party, everyone is enjoying themselves. In that case, we will take Tampa money line, and because there's never good ice at an outdoor game, we always, as a rule, take the under, because no one can score, because the sun is out.
Do.
So we take under 6.5, and we will take a Nikita Kucherov point, because, of course.
An extra Sunday hat-trick parlay.
If you are interested in the Stadium Series.
Phenomenal. Now, take us to the Saturday Live on a Beach parlay. We have 14 games.
Nearly a frenzy.
Professor Christopher, read them through, and we shall begin.
Nearly a frenzy. I shall start this week. Christopher, Kings at Flyers. Flyers have been lovely lately, but you know what? Give me the Kings.
Love.
Professor Feeney, Avs at Wings.
Avs.
Yes, I love that. Daniel, Rags at Pens.
I will take the ironically hot Penguins.
The ironically hot Penguins, correct. Christopher, Jets at Cats. Give me Cats at home. Professor Feeney, Sharks at Flames.
Just two amazing teams. I will take the Sharks, though.
Yes,
Done.
Sharkies on the road with a Mac goal. We should track how many times this anytime goal scorer that we select, their team wins, and we should use that moving forward. If we were true professors of the educational realm, we would use data. Maybe someday. Academics. Christopher, Daniel, Canes at Caps.
I will take the Canes. I don't believe the Caps are playing the best
Caps in a bit of a
hockey
rut
right now.
Caps in a bit of a rut. Christopher, Habs at Sabres. Give me the Sabres.
Brilliant. Oh,
Professor
brilliant.
Feeney, Devils at Sens.
Devils.
Devils, yes. Devilish pick.
Difficult
Feeney.
matchup.
Devilish pick. Daniel, Preds at Isles.
I believe in the new fun of the Islanders.
Christopher, Jackets at Blues. Putrid game. Putrid game. Give me the Jackets.
Interesting.
Professor Feeney, Leafs at Canucks.
Canucks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Feeney.
Devastating blow for the Maple Leafs, that pick. Dear me.
I love it. Yes. Daniel, Stars at Mammoth.
I will ride the Mammoth.
Really? Yes, excellent. Christopher, Wild at Oilers. Tricky one. Tricky. Curious. Give me the Wild. Professor Feeney, Kraken at night. Spunk, Feeney, Spunk at nights.
They've burnt me before, so I'm gonna have to go Knights.
Yes, the Spunk always does get Feeney. The Spunk always gets Feeney. Live on a beach, ladies and gentlemen. Kings, Avs, Pens, Cats, Sharks, Canes, Sabres, Devils, Isles, Jackets, Canucks, Mammoth, Wild, and Knights. Now,
Brilliant.
life on the line, boys. Life on the fucking line. One time. 4-0, one time.
Dear me, how would you like to proceed?
You tell me, Daniel.
No. I think you are the one who needs a breakthrough. So you tell me which.
You're right. Okay, then let's alternate. I like the alternate, but
I
you
do as
start
well.
because I started last time and you start.
I shall start. Our first pick in the Life on the Line parlay.
I enjoy not looking. I enjoy
No.
hearing these in real time.
You simply must.
Yes.
The Vegas flu won't make you a chew, but it will surely knock you flat on your back. In Sin City, things aren't always pretty, and it's not just chips you'll be starting to lack. Kraken come with a storm, but it's them you should warn. You might lose a kidney and wake up in the tub. If you're somehow man down, take a look around town. The boys might still be in the strip club. Vegas money line.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Vegas money line, leg number one. Leg number one. All right. Leg number two. Leg number two. Here we go, gentlemen. Crosby, Carlson, and Tanger are a dangerous three, ready to give New York a shot to the kidney. But the rags say they aren't scared of a star with double D's. But I say that's the wrong Sydney. Give the Penguins. Give me the Penguins money line. Penguins money line.
You are despicable, sir. Despicable. Our next leg. Fucking guy. Our next leg in the Life on the Line parlay. It's the new team of dreams, and they're picking up steam. Sabres fans, could all this be true? Yarmo is in. Now they're starting to win. Playoff Buffalo would be an absolute zoo. But the Habs come to play. Cole scores every day. They don't believe in this new Buffalo fable. But the fans will come out, and you can have no doubt. They're ready to fuck Montreal through a table. Sabres money line.
Sabres money line, leg number three. Incredible work, Daniel. Incredible work, Daniel. All right, then the fourth and final leg of the Life on the Line parlay. The Sharkies have stunned winning so many games, while Calgary stinks like a lavatory. Watching 19-year-old Macklin fuck the Flames is nearly statutory. Sharks money line. Sharks money line, leg number four. Vegas, Sabres, Pens, Sharks. One time.
You belong in a prison, my friend. That is our Life on the Line parlay. Those are the picks from your professors. The bell has rung. Class is dismissed. Dear Lord, we all need a break.
Help us, please.
Help us, please.
Thank you, professors. And before we get to our game to close out this episode, I gotta give a shout out to my OG crew. The people over at AMC Network, Stan.
Okay.
Kelly Nash, Neil McDonald, Malia Wong, the whole gang.
Okay.
We have a show, and I gotta tell you, to the listeners, I worked at AMC, the TV channel, for a long time, making all kinds of shows.
Great people.
All kinds of shows, tons of which I am extremely proud of. And the second I walk out the door, they bring in the greatest TV show of all time. The millisecond. And in fact, and they would tell you, I'll get Kelly Nash on the phone right now, and she'll tell you that this pitch came in while I was there. And I was like, we have to do this. We have to do this show. And, you know, it wasn't, I'm not taking credit, okay? But I worked on it, and I worked on it, and I worked on it, and then I said, all right, I'm leaving. but I really hope this happens. And then it morphed. It was a thing, and it was close to trying to get a green light. And I didn't know if it was going to happen. And then it morphed and became what it is now. But it doesn't exist without me. And I stand by that. And now it's finally coming out. And Sean, you don't know me that well, but I imagine you will appreciate when I tell you that my friends at AMC have made a show called The Rise of the 49ers, narrated and executive produced by Tom Brady. They've been at his fucking house, dude, tossing the football around with him.
And you missed that.
And I missed it. And I'm like, are you insane that I worked there for a decade and can't get a face-to-face
You
with
better
Tom
get
Brady?
like a special thanks in the credits or
Dude,
something.
I am dead ass. If there does not say thank you to Chris Bowers at the end
Just start
of
with that.
I
this,
can't.
Tom should be saying it.
I can't believe that they didn't just at least send you a picture while they were with Tom.
They did. Kel dapped me up, dude.
Okay,
I have so many pics. And
You
dude,
should have been like, I don't need a special thanks. I just want a text from Tom that just says, "Hey, Chris, wish you could have been here." That would have done it all for you. That would have done it all for
dude,
you.
maybe I can still get that. Holy smokes. Okay, so it's called The Rise of the 49ers. It's a 2-night limited series event. It's this Sunday, so we'll be at Stadium Series. This Sunday, February 1st, and then Monday, February 2nd. It's on AMC and AMC+. It is insane because they got everybody. So essentially, it's about
This show has everything.
Yeah, it's like for football fans out there, you just crave sick docs like this. And that was
fans.
dude,
Fans.
that
Docs
was
are
always my
sick for
argument
fans.
too, where people at AMC would be like, we can't get. We would get cool sports pitches, and they'd be like, well, we're not a sports network. We can't compete.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, sports fans will find it if it's a cool doc. If The Last Dance, Michael Jordan's Last Dance, hadn't been on Netflix, had been on Bravo, you think Bulls fans would have been like, I'm not watching that.
Yeah.
I assure you, they would watch 10 hours of Michael Jordan interviews, wherever it is. So that's what I'm excited about for this. If you are a football fan, especially a Niners fan, it is that gold rush 1981 to 1995, 5 Super Bowls. And like I said, Joe Montana is there. Jerry Rice is there.
Yeah.
Steve Young is there. Every big name that you want to hear from is doing interviews on this show, chopping it up with Brady. Because he was a fan. He was a Niners fan growing up because he grew up in the Bay Area. So it's like his experience watching that team go into NHL or NHL, empty netters. Yeah. Go into NFL superstardom. It's absolutely nuts, dude. And it's sick because there's kind of a rivalry between the eras of those Niners teams. Like it was Joe Montana, then this other quarterback, Steve Young, took over. And like those two sneaky aren't best friends, because it was Joe's team, and then Steve came, and it was like, and Jerry Rice kind of bridges the gap and is just catching tutties from both. But it's awesome to see them both feel like they are NFL royalty, but also being like, fuck that guy. But it's like, dude, the NFL is intense.
Yeah.
That's what this show's about.
True.
It's going to be insane. So Sunday, February 1st, 9 p.m. Eastern, followed by the remaining 2 episodes on Monday, February 2nd. 2-night event. Rise of the 49ers. We're going to put the trailer in this YouTube, so just keep watching and you'll see it.
Fucking right.
It is going to be incredible. Huge shout out to the AMC crew. I am so incredibly and extremely and passionately jealous that I didn't get to be a part of this.
I'm so bummed for you. You're so excited.
But what a way to channel that by fucking pumping it up. And
Oh,
gassing
dude,
it
yes,
up
go watch.
and celebrating.
Because guys,
being
I've
positive.
seen, I'm probably getting Kelly in trouble now, but I've seen some shit. She sent me some shit. And it is the behind the scenes, never before seen stuff. That's what you always crave in any good
for
doc,
sure.
but certainly a sports doc.
Yeah.
When you're like, holy shit, I've never, as a fan, as a mega fan of a Tom Brady, for example, you feel like you've devoured every piece of content ever.
Yeah.
When you get unheard interviews, unseen clips, all that stuff, that is football porn. So,
Fucking right.
And that's what you're going to get here. So I cannot wait.
So my family had season tickets to the San Francisco 49ers. That alone made me fall in love with football.
I was Joe Montana, throwing passes to Jerry Rice.
Rice is there.
The model for winning is a star quarterback.
Montana has the ball. Touchdown.
It's hard to measure what's in people's desire. I'm a competitor.
You have a Jerry.
Never thought that I was going to get drafted by the San Francisco 49ers.
And a Ronnie.
The way that we went about fighting for inches,
We're going to climb the hill.
And then here comes Steve.
I was a left-handed scrambler. Talk about an oddity.
look at the things they're trying to do. This is a football of the 80s. This city deserves a winning ball club.
Eddie DeBarlo said, all I want is for you guys to win.
Bill Walsh. They call him the genius.
The West Coast offense, nobody else was doing it.
If you ran it right, it was unstoppable.
Joe Montana was all of a sudden one of the hottest names in America.
Montana is down.
And Candlestick Park becomes silent.
To suddenly have the greatest quarterback to ever play the game get yanked.
He was the best in the game, and I was trying to be.
Game on. I'm better than he is.
Off we go.
Steve Young comes on. Here comes Joe Montana.
Steve Young. And now Joe Montana's coming back in again.
All this man thought about trying to have a competitive advantage.
Here we go.
Where you have the pressure to win or you fail.
That made it very, very difficult.
There was a high level of expectation for greatness. And in the end, they changed the city.
For this team, for this coach, for this owner, for this town, they'll never forget this day.
No one could appreciate what we went through and how great it was being part of a dynasty.
I don't know that it isn't the best team that's ever been.
All right, let's play a game, Dan. Let's play a game and get out of here.
Yeah, let's wrap up this game, and this one is called
Connective Tissue.
So I'm going to give Chris the bio of two players. Their names connect. He needs to figure out who it is. Good example is Brandon Carlogan Couture.
Nice.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Selected in the first round of the 2015 draft, this player has only played for one team.
Ooh.
He signed a big $70 million extension 2 years ago after showing fans he was much more than a gritty two-way forward. He even represented Canada last year at Four Nations. He then was the highest pick ever at 5th overall in 2010 for an NHL player from his country until the Devils selected Nico Hischier first in 2017. He played for the Islanders, Wild, Canes, and Preds before ending up with the Jets, where he's been since 2023.
Okay, give me number 2 again.
He was then the highest pick ever at 5th overall in 2010 for an NHL player from his country until the Devils selected Nico Hischier first in 2017. He played for the Islanders, Wild, Canes, and Preds before ending up with the Jets, where he's been since 2023.
Okay. 5th overall in 2010. What are you, insane? 2010.
What's wrong with that?
And he has played everywhere, and he's on the Jets now.
Correct.
He's on the Jets now. He went 5th overall, and he's old. He's old as sin.
He's not that old. He's like 33.
He's old as dirt.
Jesus Christ.
Old as dirt.
You're an ageist piece of shit. You know
Jets.
that? So it's so ironic coming from you, given the fact that you're basically dead.
Yeah, I'm 1,000 years older than everyone we ever talk about. Okay, he's old as shit on the Jets. Old as shit on the Jets. Okay, I can think of people on their roster, none of whom are old except for one guy, but he is definitely not from where Nico Hischier is from, which I think is Swiss.
Yes.
Okay, and then give me the first guy.
Selected in the first round of the 2015 draft, this player has only played for one team. He signed a big $70 million extension 2 years ago after showing fans he was much more than a gritty two-way forward. He even represented Canada last year at Four Nations.
Okay, so a gritty two-way forward, $70 million extension 2 years ago. He's only played for one team.
Yep, still playing for the team who drafted him.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to try to think of Team Canada 2015 for this one.
It's a very famous draft for you. Think about it.
2015, that's the Bees.
That's the disastrous Boston draft.
Yep. That's the Bees draft. Okay, so on that team, you've got, and forgive me, but I'm just going to do this.
Do you want hints rather than...
No, not yet, because
okay.
I'm just going to try to think of the forwards really quickly. It's like McKinnon, Connor, Sid, Marner, Stone, different teams, not Gritty. Sam Reinert, different team. Bennett. Has Bennett been on one team?
You know that.
He's only been on one team his whole life.
Nope.
Did Tom Wilson make Four Nations?
Do you want me to tell you?
Nope. Because he made the Olympics, but was he on that Four Nations team? I think he wasn't. I think he wasn't on that Four Nations team. But maybe he was.
I think you might need a hint.
Give me a hint.
This first player is considered by some a top 10 player in the league.
Really? Top 10 player in the league.
That is a cheeky hint for you.
Considered by some.
Yeah.
Top 10 player in the league. Okay. Four Nations, gritty two-way forward, only one team.
Yeah. There's a hint in that part too.
First rounder.
Yeah.
Okay. And, oh my God.
Will you just fucking relax?
Just get headphones all over the place.
This is terrible, terrible radio.
Well, it's hard when you're alone. Like when I do this with you guys in the game, you're all,
I know, but
you're all
just
talking.
do you want more hints?
No. Swiss. I'm just trying to think of Swiss guys on the Jets. Swiss. Do you have a hint for the second guy?
I can get one.
No. Is he a forward?
Yep.
You already told me that? Or no, you didn't tell me that. Oh. I think I got the first guy.
Okay.
JP.
Yep, you got it.
Funny. I was like, who the fuck is top 10? I don't know. Okay, the first guy is Travis Konechny.
That's correct.
So the second guy, who is a Swiss guy on the Jets?
Well, use the game.
Konechny, Nico.
Nope.
Fuck. Oh yeah, not Nico Hischier. Travis Konechny.
I suppose I could have made it a little easier by doing Nico Hischier, but this is also a player that you should get. He's got a great name.
Nino Niederreiter.
Yes.
He just came up today. He came
sure
up in this
did,
very
dude.
episode.
Like, what the fuck?
Damn, dude. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Wow, funny that both the Swiss dudes would have worked. Both the two highest
I know.
drafted Swiss guys would have worked.
They love knee names.
Travis Konechny Niederreiter.
Correct.
Wow, great one.
Really, really, really good. Travis Konechny Niederreiter. There you go. There is your game. There is your episode. Make sure you cash those professor bets. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed Jack. Unbelievable story. Thanks for coming on again, Jacko. Guys, we'll see you at Stadium Series. We're going to be pumping out a lot of content over the weekend. It's going to be a blast. Hope to see you there. If you were there, if you are, come up to us. Give us a big hug. Let's chat. Let's hang. We love seeing y'all. Cannot wait. And until then,
skate hard.